We're joined now by retired FDNY Deputy Chief and President of the New York Fire Consultants and New York Fire Safety Institute, James Bullock. And James, as we reported earlier, open doors allowed this fire to spread so rapidly. As a fire safety specialist, talk about the preventative measures people can take to stop a fire from spreading.
Well, as far as the doors goes, if you're leaving your apartment where that's on fire, you should make sure the door is closed, not locked, but closed. And normally there should be a self-closing device on the door that would pull the door closed. But over time, the dirt could form into the hinges and all, and it will stop the door from fully closing. And building management are required to test that self-closing device once a year.
So if you're told to stay in your apartment and you start seeing smoke inside your apartment, what should you do?
Well, you want to try to stop the smoke from coming in. You can put towels around the front door, the apartment door. You can go to the bathroom. Sometimes there's a vent. You could put some kind of a tape or something to stop smoke from coming in the vent. And then you can go to your window. Open the window, a third from the top, a third from the bottom. If no smoke comes in, leave it open. If smoke comes in, then you close it. And you just try to stay away from the smoke by staying away from the door where it's coming in.
Absolutely. Now, this was an old building, but there are a lot of old buildings in the city. So what's something that people can look for maybe in their apartments or in their buildings to make sure they'll be safe in case there's a fire?
Well, you want to make sure that you don't have the fire. You don't want to do things that could cause fire. And fire burns combustibles, the furniture, everything is combustible. So you want to keep heat sources away from it. You want to keep your electrical appliances not frayed. You got to make sure the wires are safe. The actual plug fits into the socket. It doesn't wiggle where it would spark. I understand this might have been caused by a electric space heater. You want to make sure your space heater electrical is up to date. It has, if it gets knocked over, it's supposed to shut off automatically. It should stand up straight all the time. You want to make sure the wiring is not old. The wiring don't run under rugs. It's not near where there's a dog in the house that could knock it over, or even a baby could knock it over. Besides the baby getting burnt, it could knock it over. And you want to keep combustibles like curtains, newspapers, at least 3 feet away from a space heater, and never use the oven as a source of heat. That's an open flame, and it could catch on fire to any of the combustibles nearby.
Yeah, we do hear that all too often. And one more thing before we go. We also heard that a lot of the people were ignoring the smoke alarms because they say they would hear them all the time and they just, kind of said, oh, it's nothing, and maybe they could have gotten out sooner. What do you think about smoke alarms? How often should you check them, and what should you do?
Well, you should test them at least once a week, testing them. But the way the new code is written now, as far as smoke detectors go, they do not have removable batteries. When the smoke detector is designed to last 10 years, and it's a non-removable battery. So when the smoke detector goes off for a battery notice, it'll chirp. You remove the whole smoke detector. You don't what you call replace the batteries, because you can't replace the batteries. As far as going off all the time, it has to do with the smoke detector is too close to the kitchen. And it's really the kitchen smoke that's making it go off all the time, or somebody smoking in the house near the detector. So you want to make sure the detector is not too close to the kitchen where it's going to pick up these odors of smoke from the cooking, and that goes off, and then people I hear it all the time, but you got to keep the smoke detector away from the kitchen.
All right, all good things to keep in mind. Retired FDNY Deputy Chief James Bullock, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti, anchor of Currents News. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button on this video. And if you want to see more content just like it, subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, because we are putting your faith in the news.